Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Global Edu-Leader podcast. I'm Ruby. I'm your host today. I'm the founder of Tech Radiance, and today acting as your host. And today we are going to discuss something that truly matters, but is often ignored in our busy school and college system, and which is physical and mental health. Because marks, ranking, competitions, everything is important, but the real question is: are our children healthy enough or enjoy their success? Are our teachers mentally strong enough to guide the next generation? So let's talk about health not as a subject today, but as a foundation of education. And to get the insights, I have very beautiful panel today, and we have Riyama from Alashka School of Excellence. We have Dr. Shauli Mukherjee from Amity University, Kolkata. And then we have Mr. Singh, who is the founder of the Global Edu-Leader Forum, as well as current principal of GD Goenka Bhubaneswar. Welcome to the panel. And let's start with a very simple question first. So, my first question to Dr. Shauli: what does good mental health actually mean in daily life? Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Ruby, for the question. Right at the very outset, I would like to thank the Global Edu-Leaders Forum for organizing such a beautiful discussion platform on such an important topic, which pertains to almost everyone. It's not only about the students or the teachers, but I think it affects the entire community at large. So, mental health, according to me, is not only about how we feel and think, it also encompasses our emotions, our physical health, because I strongly believe that the physical health also affects our mental health, and our mental health also affects our physical health. So, it is a kind of a combination which actually complements each other. So, definitely, it encompasses the emotions, our habit of emotional regulation, how we can practice mindfulness, and of course, how we deal with people in our social circle and at community and with the community at large. So it's a very broad spectrum, according to me. So it can start with just how I feel or think right now, but it can have a very, very lasting impact because at the end of the day, I am not only dealing with myself, I'm dealing with a lot of people. I am interacting with them, I'm mingling with them, I'm having a relationship with them, be it personal or professional. So if I am not mentally stable, I'm sure that it's not only going to impact me, but it's also going to impact the other person with whom I have a kind of a relationship. So it has a very broad spectrum and a long lasting impact as well.
Very true, ma'am. And as you said, physical health affect mental health. Similarly, mental health affects physical health. So related to that, my next question to Ria, ma'am, nowadays, lots of, due to work, due to the, you can say the environment, or due to the daily schedule, lots of, stress is also there. So how does, because stress doesn't stay only in the minds, it affects, our physically also, like, our immunity, our sleep, like everything. So how does stress affect our, physical health itself? As ma'am said, mental health will affect physical as well. So just want to.
Definitely, it affects mentally as well as physically as well. So if we talk about if you're taking stress, everyday kind of stress, be it a workplace stress or the stress of, very simple things like students, they are taking stress of maybe completing their homework schedules or maybe their test assignments or whatsoever. So there is a stress. So in top of that, if we are taking anything which is like which has a bit of caffeine in it, that adds to it. So it affects our health very badly. Not just our brain, but our ability to work as well. Ability to work, ability to think, everything gets affected. And if I talk about the working of brain, the stress manages, it manages everything of our body. We tend to forget the things. Our memory gets, it becomes very short if we take the stress on everyday basis. And even our heart gets affected, our blood pressure and everything gets affected by that.
Yes, ma'am. Very well said. Now, related to that itself, on let's hear from SK sir. Sir, as a school principal, uh, what are the early signs you look for, when a students may be struggling mentally, or even if they don't speak up, even they don't know whether they are struggling or not? So as a leader, how you look?
Thank you, Ruby. It's a very simple component to look into heart and brain. Initial state when kids are small, where clean-hearted people, they don't have any stress. They need to laugh, they need to run, they need not to have even discipline for life. And that is natural growth of child. And now under ECCE up to 7-8 years, segment is called early childhood care and education. It is named. So once we talk about care and education, first we require physical development. Ab heart is pumping and how much oxygen child is taking, that affects later on the brain. But from parenting end, we want a 2 year 3 year child should know everything. So this is the conflict anyway. Even CBSE is not somehow able to frame only Kendri Vidyalaya and the government organization. They had 6 years plus admission in grade 1. Otherwise, once child start talking, walking, sent to the school. We see learning by doing, but exactly it is very less. Doing and learning is more. Okay. And once doing and learning is more, that is actually journey of joy. Come to the next. As we grow, pressure comes to the brain. And we started, this is right, this is wrong. Till that time, you don't have scope of taking care of the physical health. So tagline which we use for Global Edu-Leader Forum, connecting head to heart, was exactly the philosophy behind till this is the shortest distance from this to this, and we take entire life to connect. What is the dilemma?
It's very true. And thank you so much, Mr. Singh, to explaining it so simply. Now let's move to us with Dr. Shawli. Ma'am, sleep is often ignored in student routines, So how do you see lack of sleep impacting students' behavior, their learning, and their emotional balance in school as well as in college? Over to you, ma'am.
I think extremely pertinent, not only for students, but for everyone,
Everyone.
even for the, working professionals, the adults, and the people, those who are there at the home for,
Hmm.
the kids and the children, those who are the caregivers. I think sleep is a very, very vital ingredient which can actually boost not only your concentration, but at the same time your power of attention and focus, and at the same time you are in a very I would say you will be in a very good mood, in a very good and jovial mood, if you have a good sleep. And if you are not having a good sleep or adequate hours of sleep, also I would like to mention that it is often said that you have to sleep for 7 or 8 hours so that you remain productive for the entire day. But here I would like to say that more than the hours, what matters is the quality of sleep. So even if I sleep for, say, 12 hours or 13 hours, but if my quality of sleep is not good, I will be waking up after 13 hours or 14 hours of sleep with tremendous tiredness and irritability. So the
Yes.
quality matters. So the quality of sleep is very, very vital. And in this regard, I think parents and caregivers and the adults, those who are in charge of the children, they have a huge, huge responsibility in regulating the screen time for the children, because that is something which affects the quality of your sleep. Even if you're putting your child to sleep at a very correct time as per you, but then immediately before going to bed or before hitting the pillow, the child was with the screen. So that is definite for, I mean, it's a given that the child's quality of sleep will be hampered. Even the kind of content that the child consumes, either through social media or by television or by anything. So the quality of the things that the child is consuming, that has tremendous impact on the kind of sleep that you will be having. So
Yes,
for
very.
me, more than the hours, it's quality.
Yes, very valid point, ma'am. Quality matters over quantity or the number of hours. Now let's for the next let's hear from Ria, ma'am, and about the physical activity, ma'am. Even simple physical activities like walking or free play can make a difference. So, how important is regular physical movement in maintaining mental health in daily life?
Yes, I would like to say, Ruby Kalyan, that one thing was shared by Professor Shawli, that how the sleep is very important for the children specifically. So one thing I would like to just add on, and this add on is from the journey from my own childhood, if I speak of. So if we sleep, so what is actually sleep doing with our brain? It is actually whatever we have studied before sleeping, it stores. It not just stores, but it keeps on working on it. Suppose if a child is not able to solve a mathematical question, and but the child, so the child just closes the notebook because the child is unable to. But when the child tries early in the morning, the same question, he will find 75% it is solved again by the same brain, by the same child. How? Because our sleep that makes it work done. So this is how the sleep is so important. And one more thing I would like to add on to it is that regular interval of practicing sleep, learning, sleeping, and then in the morning again doing the same thing goes into a very good kind of memory, like short-term memory, and then it goes towards the long-term memory. So children need to repeat this act after every few days. Today, what children have learned before sleeping, in the morning they need to revise. And the same thing they will do again after a week. They will find that yes, after 2 days they have forgotten. But then again they are able to remember just 50%. So after a week, they are doing this kind of same kind of revision before the sleep in the morning. And then that is the way it will go into the long-term memory of the child. So this is how actually sleep is affecting. The brain is working at night. Brain keeps on working, whatever the problems are there. At times we see, dreams. That is our brain keeps working. Our brain keeps working for those who are not actually studying, and for the ones who are studying, then also they are working because anyhow they are able to see that yes, now they have remembered, but they have not put that much of effort in the morning. It was because their brain was still working when they were sleeping at that time. And ma'am, your question, ma'am, can you please repeat it again? I was
It is about the yes, yes, yes. So my question was about the physical activity, like how important is regular physical movement in maintaining students' mental health?
if you talk about physical activity as simple as walking, if a person is going on walk, it is creating, it is developing, our body is developing regularly a kind of happy hormone in that. So that is flushing away all sort of stresses which are there. And those who are doing it regularly they are actually building their world very happily around. The world is happy, everything is looking so nice, and they are able to cope up the stress. That's why regular exercising is very important.
Yes. Very practical advice you shared, ma'am. And now let's move towards the next segment. And let's hear from SK sir. And I guess it is one of his favorite topic as well. So let's talk about diet and emotional well-being. So from your point of view, do you notice the connections between eating habits and their mood, focus, or emotional stability? I
Actually,
guess you
once you
can
talk,
speak a lot about this topic.
diet is nothing. You always take whatever require, less than that. So you get a space for, air, breathe. And second thing, diet is something like people can recommend you, but you have to practice it. For example, two elements are most dangerous for the life. Both are in a white color, sugar and salt. How many people can avoid it till they reaches to the some danger line? Okay, either they may have a blood pressure, either they will have sugar. Okay, what personally I practice, you have to get a routine for it. People say because of this I'm not able to do, because of this I'm not able to do. No, it's all fake and vague, honestly speaking, because no one else is going to do for it. Suppose you are eating one bite of any food, and if you're not cutting into 10-20 pieces, that is not going to digest. So biggest problem is this, we are in habit of swallowing things, lelia, or so once you have some your frame of mind and which reflects in the ground, which reflects during the crisis time or the tough time in the field. So these all elements, once you are in public, suppose for teachers, students are participating in sports day, why teachers are not participating? Because they have lost that, and that is nothing because of your diet habit. For in a cut short, for the students, mother has to take care of the diet. Later stage we realize we have deficiency of protein. Later we realize we have deficiency of calcium. Why these things are happening? We have to take into account maximum kids, those who are from well family, overweight. Once you check BMI, you will find lots of red line, red line, red line. So I think it's a campaign. Once you see people, once you practice people, and more than diet, if I say, your physical activity, you need to play, you need to walk, you need to laugh, you need to move from your chair. We as a principal keep sitting, go for 5 rounds, or do not use the lift ever, climb 4 floor, 3 floor, 5 floor. So these are all basic things which you have to bring into your habit, and then you can make some viable change. Last point, we all are waiting for a red alarm, and that is the doctor's advice. Doctor can advise, remember, and keep in mind, but doctors will not give you the cure of your problem. So you have to think and see, if you're not doing for yourself, how you're going to do for others. Body is completely yours. So in this contest, more than that we discuss, we must do it. And if you're not doing, start it. स्प्राउट्स के लिए पहले दिन रात में ही आपको चने भिगोने पड़ेंगे, या और अच्छा बनाना है तो उसको एक दिन कपड़े में बांध के रखना पड़ेगा. So these all things will come आफ्टर लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम एंड एज अ प्रैक्टिस. फ्राइड आइटम आप खाना चाहते हैं तो फ्राइड आइटम में आपको चूजी होना पड़ेगा. एयर फ्रायर आ गए हैं अभी बहुत सारे मार्केट में, उसमें खाना टेस्टी नहीं लग रहा है लोगों को. फास्ट फूड आर अवेलेबल लाइक एनीथिंग. सो हाउ टू स्टॉप दिस हैबिट इज द completely your diet control. And if you talk about the corporate world, MNCs, shopping mall, people are going for any need? No, not at all. हम पहले जाएंगे उधर, अनायास ब्रेन का यूटिलाइजेशन करेंगे, उसके बाद फिर फास्ट फूड खा लेंगे. मतलब every shopping mall ends with the food. So we are copying people in a wrong way. Air conditions are not required. Cold drinks are not required at all in the winter, but still people are taking it. So again, I say it's a matter of practice and awareness. Those who have suffered till the date 40s, 50s, then they start practicing it.
Yes,
so I request all the viewers, start as early you can.
Yes, those are very alarming or important point you shared. Thank you so much for that. Now let's hear from Dr. Mukherjee from the parents' perspective as well. Ma'am, today parents also juggle between works, expectations, and then family life. How, we can support parents in managing stress so that it doesn't pass on, to the children.
Now, see, he's a wonderful parent. He has a beautiful, talented kids.
So, a very important question, very pertinent question. Yes, even if you do not have a working parent, even then, uh, the parents who stay back at home, I think they work more. Their work is no less, right? So everybody is a working parent, whether you work outside or you work within your household. And I think um due to our current lifestyle, there are certain things that leads to stress. But even then, I would say we are perhaps living in a kind of a culture where we have also started a little bit glorifying stress, right? That has become a very, what should I say, a fancy word. Even a child could also say, I am stressed, I am tensed, I am stressed. We never used such words when we had been children. Now people will say, ma'am, when you were growing up and when your kids are growing up, everything has changed. But perhaps I think it is now the right time to take control of the situation, to create some habits within the household, something that even we can practice. And I think we should stop preaching and start practicing more. I would absolutely agree with Mr. Singh here that I think we should practice more and stop preaching, right? So if my way of thinking and if my way of dealing with everyday circumstances can be a kind of a role model for my child, that is going to help my child. I cannot sit with my child and lecture him for hours that how do you overcome stress? That's not going to help him. What is going to help him is how he is observing me when I am not feeling that great. What am I doing with that situation?
Yes.
How is my mother dealing with it? How is my father dealing with it? Because children at all ages, they would always learn by imitation. They will not learn by lecturing or preaching. That's my take. That's a very personal take from my end. And I don't believe that there is anything called work life balance. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in this concept of work life balance. It's only a work life integration that you can do. You have to work, you have to be at home, spending quality time with your family members. So, how you integrate, that is very important. Also, might be a little controversial, but I would also like to mention that also I don't believe in the fact that, people say and glorify this that when you go to work, leave all your tensions back at home. And when you enter your home, no workplace tensions should be there. For me, I think this is not possible at all. It is excellent when you write this or you lecture about this somewhere. But when you practice, you will find that this is not possible. This is not possible precisely because we are the same person who is working and who is coming back at home, right? We are not machines. So if there is something which is troubling me, that will trouble me, whether I'm at the workplace or I'm back at home. So I must learn the art of channelizing my thoughts in a positive direction. I must know the art of mindfulness. I must find the time for my self-care and my me time where I can sit with my own emotions and my own feelings and I can regulate that. Nobody else is coming to help me.
Yes, that and that is something I guess parents should really hear. Very valid point you shared, ma'am. Thank you so much for the wonderful insight. Now let's hear from Ria, ma'am. Ma'am, let's talk about seeking professional help because this mental stress and like a lot, and even nowadays parents and like we consider. So from a leadership perspective, when should parents or school consider professionally mental health support for a child?
I believe that school, parents, and counselor, maybe a psychologist or the counselor in the school, they need to work as a team. That whatever is happening with the child, parents should share it completely. Maybe every family has some kind of things. Stress is going on everywhere. In every family, you will find that. And what sort of stress and how the children are taking up, because they are tender, they are small, they are not like us who have lived a life but seen the world around. So when the stress comes to them, they can't take it very differently. They may take out, very serious kind of after effects looking at that, going through that. So when the school counselor helps them, that is very important. Meeting the children personally and giving a complete kind of workshop every month, that is also very important. So they should maintain file of each and every child. Maybe there are 2,000 students in a school, but it is a complete work of a counselor that they need to maintain a kind of file that where each child is called and counseled and talked about maybe just a daily routine. And whatever the school is able to, maybe the teachers are able to make out some kind of difference in the behavior of a child. They need to inform that to the counselor so that the counselor can go till the depth of that. That is very, very important. And parents need to partner this very openly. A very open talk should happen between the school and the parent because the help and the connect between them can only help the child. So this is very important. It is not like very old days when the psychiatrist or something used to be dealt like, my God, maybe the person is mad. But now it is not like this. Even the small changes in maybe their daily routine can bring a great difference in a child or an adult also. So I believe that yes, we need to
Yes.
connect our hands together and share each and every small detail of the child that may help the child migrate.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, I guess Dr. Mukherjee have another meeting. So, my last question to you, ma'am. Some students are, introverts, so they suffer silently. So, what system or approaches, as a parents or as a leaders, do you believe we have to identify and support such students early? So, what beliefs you are having about that?
Um, First of all, I believe that introversion and extroversion, these are personality types. These are not problems. These are not
Yes.
disorders, right? So if somebody is an introvert, that is his or her personality. And I think that is absolutely fine, right? So, but yes, I think whether you're extroverted or introverted, back at home or even outside, I think communication is the key. So, if you're asking me this question as a parent, I would try to answer this as a mother that I would create that communication channel and I will keep it very open with my child, come what may. So even if it is a difficult conversation, even if the conversation is not very pleasant, but I would always want to have it, so that at the end of the day, my child feels safe to communicate things with me. So I think that is the key. So, and that too, I must be, as a parent, I think, and even a teacher, I think parents and teachers must be very, very good and active listeners. We
But
believe in talking much, and we always believe that I mean, I'm very sorry to say this, but we know so many things we have to speak up. We have to say, right? But we have to listen. We have to
Uh, but
listen more.
but in adulthood, many children they don't want to speak their issues with their parents. Even they hide. So how to handle those situations?
Very true, very true. And you are asking a mother who has two teenagers back at home. So I can completely resonate with your question. Even I think they will start hiding things from you when they feel that it's not very safe to communicate with you. Again, I will go back to what I said a little earlier. You have to create a safe space. You have to create a safe space. Maybe today, if something has happened to my child, maybe my child will not like to be very open with me today, but he would know that tomorrow I can go back to my mother and I can speak to her. So it is my responsibility to keep that channel of communication open and to make him feel safe and not to judge the child. That is very important. Judgment kills all kind of relationships. That's what I believe. So without
Yes.
judgment, be a good listener. Don't rush to give advice always. Don't preach. Try to listen.
Yeah, ma'am. And I'm glad you mentioned this because many parents, worry about such things, and these things are happening actually at the ground level. So I hope our podcast will help some parents somehow. Thank you so much for that. My last question to SK sir, and we talk about mental fatigue in students. So many students feel mentally exhausted even without physical strain. So why do you think mental fatigue is increasing among children and teenagers today?
They are not in the real world. They are always in the imagination. They want BMW. They want chartered plane. This is not realistic at all. Dream world. If it is Instagram real, all fake word. See, I'll tell you. I used to play cricket. I'm giving you example why. These all teenagers, I said not teenagers, this 25, 22 and all. This IPL has changed the entire mode of cricket. In our time, we used to start cricket means we have to open in the morning until end. We can play by making 150 runs only. Now, within half an hour or 45 minutes, they will make 100 because 4, 6, and there is an entertainment called entertainment. Okay, boundary lines are 60 meters. Our time was 90 meters. Cork ball is a full of rubber. Bats are automatic made. So this is all artificial world. Same like a shopping complex kind of things. So this imaginary world, which is not real on ground, give them more stress. And for that, they should come out of it. Otherwise, no way it is going to help. You ask to any good sportsman person, he or she is sweating. Honestly, till date, you talk about Virat Kohli, you talk about Sachin Tendulkar. They used to have a ground practice. They have not become cricketer today. Normal people, those who have a bodybuilding and taking protein and all, if you call them for 2 runs, they will not. They will not.
But
They
sir,
will
these
need a
days
ground.
most influential,
Yes,
things
practice.
come from the social media. But these which you are talking about, the real struggle or actual
In
things, वो तो देखा ही नहीं ना बच्चों ने. So how they can relate? They compare even their
एक्चुअली
parents.
सी नहीं, इन बच्चों ने देखा है, बट उनको सक्सेस जो है ना वो इमेजिनेशन में ज्यादा दिखाई देती है. वंस दे गो ऑन द ग्राउंड दे रियलाइज ऑल्सो कि नो, थिंग्स आर नॉट लाइक दिस. सो मैक्स टू मैक्स इज अ सोशल मीडिया इफेक्ट. सेकेंड थिंग, not having a ground reality. Third and most important of the peer effect also. A number of time peer effect, especially in the teenage. मूवी चले जाएंगे, गॉसिप गैंग निकल जाएगी, क्लास बैंक हो जाएगी. A number of things, they utilize their intelligence in a wrong direction, and that lead towards again is the mental stress. Class while teacher is teaching, you are not taking care of the topic. How you'll understand the topic? And once teachers counter, tell me about this, and then you get stress because you were engaged with your brain was engaged with your peer group. And that is actually somehow a duty for the teachers also on the realistic ground. If you are teaching a mathematics topic of perimeter or square, take the children to the ground and make them experience this is the actually real ground experience of teaching mathematics. Everything is not in the classroom. That's what now we are saying it. This lab, that lab, take the children to the real ground of the situation. Otherwise, if you are again, we are discussing the topic technology. If you teach everything with the smart board only, again, it is not a real practice. 100-meter race will be completed in this second is okay, fine. This is the record. You can see on the screen, but once you do, then you realize what is happening.
Thank you so much, sir. And that's it from my end. So, once again, thank you so much to educators for taking out time from your busy schedule and sharing your valuable experience. And your insights on physical and mental health surely will help schools, parents, and educators creating a healthy learning environment. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Ria, and thank you, Dr. Sauli. After a long time, let's take
Yes,
this journey to the other inspiring world.
surely, surely, certainly.
Okay, I need to
Yes.
also
Bye
rush
bye.
for some work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye
Thank
bye.
you.